A very famous German poet, philosopher named Goethe said this: "However much we are attracted and fascinated by the myriad phenomena of this earth, there's an inner longing that compels us again and again to turn our eye heavenward, because an inexplicable deep feeling convinces us that we are citizens of those worlds that mysteriously shine above us, and that we shall someday return thither." We look out there at these heavenly bodies and these stars that we see, and we know that the light, those stars might all be extinct by now, because it takes hundreds of thousands of years for the light just to get here. That's how far away they are. What I want you to just have a feeling of, a sense of, is a sense of awe, a sense of bewilderment about this universe that we occupy. And ask yourself, when you see how tiny this tiny little rock that spins around and orbits a sun, one of trillions of suns, hurls through space at 17,000 miles per hour, and is not only orbiting, but it is turning on its axis as well. So we're on a little rock that is spinning, orbiting, and hurling through an infinity of space. So if you're still pissed off that you couldn't find a parking place, or that you have some little problem that you just can't seem to figure out how to resolve, put it into the context of who you really are. Pierre Teilhard of Chardin, the French Catholic priest who was excommunicated for his ideas, said back in the early 1900s, "None of us are here as human beings having a spiritual experience. It's all the reverse, that we are all infinite spiritual beings having a temporary human experience." And the recognition of that and the alignment of yourself with that awareness of your infinite nature will take all suffering and possibilities of suffering out of your life. To go out of here with that awareness. T.S. Eliot, a very famous American poet back in the 1950s, said, "We shall not cease from exploration, but at the end of all of our exploring will be to return to the place from which we originated and to know it for the first time." Now, he was talking about death, and I'm not. I don't think we have to die, that is, leave these bodies of ours. I'm not even convinced anymore that we even have to leave these bodies. If we don't blow this place up with our insanity, with our absence of God consciousness within, that it isn't that far away when people will realize that aging itself is a mistake of the intellect. That the DNA and the intelligence within each and every one of us, that every cell that replaces every cell that allows you to continue to grow is not replaced by an old cell that is worn out. It's replaced by a new, young, healthy, strong cell. And our consciousness has shifted in such a way. We've just become to believe collectively that that's just the way things have to be because it's the way it's always been. And yet what I've come to know and read and be experiencing in recent months particularly is that there are beings who walk among us who are infinite beings, including having bodies. But I just always remember the lines of Jesus in the book of John. He said, with God, with Source, with this infinite intelligence, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. Because God is that source that is allowing everything to be, is the infinite consciousness itself. And that's what you are, each and every one of us. There's nothing in this universe that isn't that. And I would always ask you, what does all things are possible leave out? It leaves out absolutely nothing. And in my whole life, I've been always intrigued by people who are capable of performing miracles and who are able to do things that that seem impossible to us.